Namaskar and good morning to everyone. On behalf of Indian Embassy, I welcome you all on our series of lectures, India-Ireland Friendship Lecture Series, which covers various topics across the sectors for enhancing bilateral understanding between the two countries. Started with the inspiration and motivation from Ambassador of India, Excellency Shri Akhilesh Mishra ji, the series has received overwhelming response from the audience. To grace another such episode, which is related to the field of art, we have with us Dr. Meenakshi Dubey Pathak, who is an independent rock art researcher, expert, and artist. Today, she will be sharing her expertise with us under the topic Wildlife in Indian Rock Art and Tribal Culture. Dr. Meenakshi has won many prestigious awards, including Knight in the National Order of Arts and Letters from French Minister of Culture. Dr. Meenakshi has devoted more than 30 years to the discovery, study, publication, exhibitions, workshops, and protection of Indian rock art. Throughout her career, she has made significant contributions to the field, having published 5 books and authored more than 100 research papers and reports in various esteemed international and national journals and newspapers. She is currently involved with research projects on the Central Indian rock art and ethnic culture. Her scientific concerns are now mostly related to prehistoric rock art, in particular to its preservation and recording. So, without further delay, we start the event, and for that, I will request Ambassador of India, His Excellency Shri Akhilesh Mishra ji, to give his introductory remarks.
Thank you, Chilpi. My very warm greetings to all friends who are connected with this program virtually in India and also in Ireland. We are very delighted, very privileged to have such an accomplished researcher and scholar, Dr. Meenakshi ji, to deliver this lecture presentation under India-Ireland Friendship Lecture Series. The spirit behind this initiative was to create better understanding between the people of India and people of Ireland about new developments, new initiatives, innovations in different fields. And we are leveraging primarily the social media platforms to disseminate information about new things, interesting things which are happening between our two countries. And today's topic is really fascinating, and I'm personally very interested in this area because uh, as someone who is interested in Indian culture, I feel that this is a very unique area in which India stands out because India has an extremely rich cultural heritage in 3 zones, to say the forest, the one, and then the rural, gram, and then nagar, the urban. India is privileged to have all 3 segments, all 3 zones, very, very rich and very ancient heritage in all 3 segments. And also, more importantly, unlike many other countries where there has been a huge disconnect between the tribal and the urban or rural, in India, there is a seamless continuity, not only in time, but also in terms of the ethos. If we see the life described in Ramayana of Valmiki or Mahabharata, then we do realize that forest has not been at any time in our memory, national memory, a kind of insulated space. One has been very much integral part of the society's life, even when there are magnificent palaces and development in different fields. So it has been a seamless feature of India's cultural heritage, which is quite distinct from many other countries. And also, I'm very fascinated that you see that in terms of the basic fundamental ethos. So the Indian philosophical values permeate all 3 sections: the tribal art, the folk art, rural art, and the urban art. And also one common consciousness that has permeated the entire spectrum of art in India is the acute consciousness of oneness with the nature. The Vedic mantra of Vishwam Bhavatyega Needam, the whole world becomes one single nest, one single abode, in which human being is not the sole stakeholder, and all others are not just for their human beings' use or exploitation, but every constituent of the universe has a stake, is an equity holder in that segment. So there is a genuine affinity, genuine kinness, and belongingness between the human being and the animal kingdom, the plants, the birds, even the inanimate ecosystem like forests and caves and mountains and rivers, ponds. So all of them belong to us. So this is the consciousness I see all in our tribal art, and also we see in our folk art, and also in a more evolved, more sophisticated kind of urban setting creativity. So it is important for us to look at the tribal art not as kind of sense of charity or sense of condensation, but sense of like deep belonging, ownership, and pride, because this is a very critically important constraint of our overall identity and our heritage. And also it has to be studied not in isolation but in the broader context. As I said, in my opinion, India stands out in having a very seamless connectivity in the entire sphere, 360 degrees connectivity. So we are very delighted to listen from a very, very distinguished scholar, very passionate researcher who has been acclaimed and awarded worldwide, recognized worldwide. We are very delighted to have you, Meenakshi ji. Before I end, let me recite a couplet which I had heard from Urdu couplet, which your topic reminds me of that poem. कल सुबह के दामन में कल सुबह के दामन में न हम होंगे न तुम होगे, बस रेत की चादर पर कुछ नक्शे कदम होंगे. And it is so fascinating that the imprints on the sand that we leave sometimes can be so transient, but also they can be so enduring, so permanent. And what we see on the rock arts are kind of indelible footprints of transient entity that human being is. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Meenakshi to give her presentation on rock art and tribal culture.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to express my thanks to our Honorable Ambassador Shri Akhilesh Mishra ji for inviting me and to share my experience and to promote the oldest heritage, because rock art is still we are very rich for this heritage, but still it's not that known. So it's our duty to talk about it more and more, and people should know more about our prehistoric heritage. Yeah. So as we all know, animals are very important. Like the worldwide, all around the world, we have rock art. Rock art is not only in our country, in India, but it's everywhere. Each and every continent is having rock art. And animals, wildlife is the most popular subject. This particular subject is everywhere. You visit any rock art site in Australia, America, Canada, wherever in South Asia, wherever you will find this subject. This is the most prominent, most popular subject that shows the relation between human and animals was so strong. So here, first of all, I'm going to show you the most important animals, the oldest images from rock art. Let's start. Yeah. A study of rock art world over reveals the presence of wildlife in the surroundings of the shelters, caves of the early people. They have drawn on the walls of the shelters and caves what they have seen, experienced, and used. Therefore, animals depicted on the rock art of locations certainly suggest that the animals so depicted did exist during the period of rock art. Animals in the art forms on the rock surfaces drawn by the early people ever since 45,000 years ago. So these images are from Indonesia. In Indonesia cave, they found, colleagues of ours found these oldest images. This one is a what pig. You can see it, and few handprints are there. And this one is a big animal close to the antelope. And these two are the oldest images. We'll see some more. Then we'll see more images, more animals from Europe, of course, from France. France is well known for cave art. You can see this one, the panel of horses, and this one is panel of cave lions. These two is famous cave Chauvet. Chauvet is one of the best known cave in the world, which located in France. And imagine these paintings are 35,000 years old, 35,000 years back. Our ancestors painted so beautifully. You see, particularly this horse panel, these horses are full of expressions. And I'm fortunate I was able to visit this cave personally, and I can tell you these images are full of emotions and expressions. And these paintings are made by charcoal. So it was easy to date, and we can say these paintings are 35,000 years old. And the lower panel is from well-known cave Lascaux. Lascaux is again from France. And here you see varieties of animals are here: cow, bull, Megalosaurus, which is already extinct, and horses. So what I mean to say, we have animals, this particular subject is everywhere, all around the world. Now, in India, we'll talk about India. In India, we have varieties and varieties of animals. I think the amount of varieties we have in Indian rock art, I have not seen anywhere so far. Prehistoric people encountered them and shared the habitat with them for centuries. Driven by his myths, beliefs, encounters, the prehistoric people skillfully and artistically drawn their images on the walls and ceilings of his dwellings to make us believe that a wonderful and rich wildlife shared the life with him in a conductive habitat full of woody vegetation and plenty of running water. So this particular big buffalo image is from India, not far from Bhopal, from central India. So as I said, we have varieties of animals in India. Rock art in India depict wild boar, wild buffalo, bison, antelope, rhinos, bear, deer, elephants, stag, swamp deer, all varieties of deer, tiger, leopard, monkey, goats, cow, horse. You name it, we have porcupine, reptiles, insects, everything. And even we have rhinos and elephants in the central Indian rock art. That shows that time, suppose around 8 to 10,000 years back, we used to have rich tropical forests in central India. Now, right now, these animals are vanished from Vindhyan Hill. We don't have rhinos in central India, but we used to have. That shows rock art. The most important carnivorous is still found in hilly tract of central India are tiger, the leopard, sloth bear, and the hyena, antelope, gazelle, several species of deer, small animals like porcupine, pangolin, rabbits, hare, mouse deer, civet cat, forest cat, snake, python, squirrels, lizard, fish, turtle, crab, everything, varieties of insects, birds, peacock, jungle hen, ducks, black partridges, sparrows, owls, everything. So Indian rock art is so rich, theme-wise, subject-wise. We have plenty of animals in the rock art. Whatever we have, everything we can see in rock art. Now I'll give you a little history about Indian rock art and then we'll discuss in detail. So Indian rock art have been discovered more than 100 years back. A British officer, Archibald Carlyle, first time he observed rock art in Sohagi Ghat, not far from the Allahabad, just 80 kilometers far from Allahabad in Vindhyan Hills. But unfortunately, he didn't know anything about rock art. So he did not publish anything. He just prepared some notes and he left it somewhere. And after him, the other fellow, John Cockburn, and his friend Vincent Smith came and they talked about it. By the time Altamira was already discovered. So we can say Indian rock art was discovered before the discovery of Altamira, 12 years before the discovery of Altamira. But unfortunately, nobody knows much about the rock art that time. After him, many people have worked on Indian rock art, and my guru, Padma Shri Dr. Vishnu Wakankar, did lots and lot of work on Indian rock art. And he discovered Bhimbetka rock art site, which is under the World Heritage Site now. Rock art have been found in the most diverse geographical and geological region of Indian subcontinent. By far, the largest accumulation of rock art has been seen in the Vindhya Hill, Kaimur Hills, and Satpura Hills. In central India, maximum rock art sites are identified so far. Central India is the richest zone for prehistoric rock art. We can see more than 75 or 80% rock art we have in Central Indian rock art. Here you can see this whole patch. It's a full in Madhya Pradesh, so each and every district is having rock art. The whole state is having rock art. And neighboring state, Chhattisgarh is we have a lot of rock art in Chhattisgarh, in Jharkhand, in Odisha, Uttar Pradesh. Then here, bordering Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan and Gujarat, this area. If we start from north to Kashmir and Ladakh, in Himalaya, we have a lot of petroglyphs. We have two types of rock art in India. One is engraving, that is known as petroglyphs, and paintings known as pictograph or painting. So in the north, in Ladakh, this area, we have only petroglyphs, all parallel to Silk Route from Afghanistan to China. The whole range is full of engravings. And they engraved on the big size of boulders parallel to Indus River, and sometimes you see some engravings on the rocks also. And the most popular animal in Himalayan rock art is snow leopard, ibex, deer, and some more small animals are there. Then we came to Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, all this area we have some engravings and art there. Then in Rajasthan also and in Gujarat, we have paintings and engravings both. And in Madhya Pradesh, of course, we have, in central India, we have maximum paintings and few engravings. Then in down south, in Kerala side, we have a lot of engravings. In Goa, we have a lot of engravings. A lot of work is going on there. We found very big size petroglyphs there in Ratnagiri, Konkan, Goa. And here in Telangana, Odisha, we have both paintings and engravings. Now, another thing is the formation of shelters. These shelters are really very attractive. When we work, we go, we discover this art. It's really fun to visiting and tracking inside the forest and finding and halting on those shelters. Mostly rock art sites in India have been made in central Indian sandstone regions. The tough orthochordite sandstone of Vindhya Hills exist in horizontally deposited layers, which were wrapped and broken by later tectonic movements of the earth crust. These broken and wrapped sandstone plates, those different hard layers, are exposed in erosional gorges or in tectonically caused breaks from inclining hills and tablelands that constitute a common feature of the central Indian landscape. These hills are formed on sandstones, which weather relatively faster to form rock shelters and caves. They are located in the dense forest and were ecology ideal for occupation by the early people. And probably that is the main reason where early people stayed in those places, because there was a perennial water, no problem for water, greenery, and wild animal. And what do you want? Everything was there. Now, another important topic when we talk about rock art, many people think what kind of color was there. So those paintings are existing. It's more than 10,000 years old rock art. Still we can see it. So it's very simple. The color was just iron oxide. Mainly we have seen red color paintings. Maximum paintings are in red. Red is made out of pigments, iron oxide, hematites. The iron oxide is even today most widely used in traditional paint material. In India, it is known as geru. The red color in local language, we said it's geru. And another frequently used color is white. White pigment is derived from kaolin or white clay. And it is known as khadiya or chui mitti. It's easily available in the India. Apart from red and white, we have green and yellow color also. So particularly green color we have found only in the earliest rock painting style. As per Dr. Wakankar, that green color goes to Upper Paleolithic time. Why? Because during the excavation in Bhimbetka area, he found some green color noodles in the Upper Paleolithic burial. And according to that, he thought that green color goes to Upper Paleolithic time. And even we have noticed this green color painting we have not seen in later phases, late Mesolithic, Chalcolithic, historic time. Maybe we don't have any green color. Green color paintings only we have seen in early period. So these pigments derive from the decrystallized chalcedony of the respective color. Such pigments are frequently found in humid soil in trap region. So you can see these colors are easy to make. Sometimes people said maybe they have mixed with plant glue or egg yolk. That is possible, or just some with simple water. And making brush is very simple. You just take soft bamboo sticks and just crush it on top, and you can make ready-made brush. And for fine line, you can use porcupine quills. Porcupine, we used to have plenty of porcupines in Indian forest. Now we don't have much, but their quills are very good to do fine work. And so it's very easy to create colors and brush in the jungle. So now, and the third problem topic is dating. How do we divide these painting in different phases, different periods? It's a very tricky subject. Dating is always a big problem, particularly for Indian rock art, because we don't have paintings made with charcoal, unlike Europe, French or Spanish or other caves. We have paintings made with pigments. So it's difficult to date pigments. So, but still there are a lot of research have been done according to the on the basis of excavation, on the basis of tools, what we have found in the excavation, or the style. So what we have noticed, the styles are a very prominent thing. We can divide art according to it. So we have paintings which starts from early Mesolithic or Upper Paleolithic. The green color dancers or animals goes to very early time. After that, we have Mesolithic time. In Mesolithic time, we have the people of late human animal relations are at very center of this art. While the animal figures in Mesolithic rock art are drawn in more naturalistic way. The style of animals are very natural in Mesolithic time. But the interesting thing is human figures are in more abstract form. You see this, the big animal, this one is a porcupine, and this hunter is standing in a stick shape. It's very much abstract, and you can see, and he's holding big bow arrows, and with all the arrows are tipped with arrowheads. And here he's holding a bow. And the most interesting thing, you see his head, the triangular head, and with he's having lot of beautiful headgear. Probably these are the bird feathers and things. And not only that, even you can see on his wrist and arm, he's putting on something. Even on his ankle, some anklets are there. Similar thing, if you see this big painting, these two paintings are from Pachmadi, from Satpura ranges. And here this wild boar is in a natural way, very much naturalistic form. There is a one big fish. This is also very accurate and natural. But you see these humans are actually they are all are dancing, men and women. Men have shown just in a straight line, and women is shown within a rectangular lines, and her body is filled with zigzag figures. And again, they have a lot of headgear and things. Now, this figure is again from Mesolithic, early Mesolithic period from Bhimbetka. This is one of the well-known figure, the mythical boar known as Dr. Wakankar. It is known as mythical boar because normally boar, they don't have horns, but this one is having horn. So human in the Mesolithic time, as I said, human figures were shown much smaller than animal he is hunting. This tells us how much he valued them as source that met his basic need or maybe fear. Them for the strength, stamina, and agility of those animals. At Bhimbetka, a large defied boar chases a tiny human. You can see here a very tiny little human is running, and in front of it there is a big crab, and this big mighty boar is chasing him, and some more humans are standing next to it, and some more animals are here because this painting is very old, so it's not in a very good definition. Another problem is these paintings are not inside the cave. We don't have cave like European caves. We have maximum open shelters. So open shelters are facing lot of natural erosion, weathering effects are there, sun, wind, rain, deforestation, many things are there. So these paintings are really vanishing slowly, but yeah. Another wild boar hold a special place in many rock art compositions, wherein they are shown as overpowering beings crowned by large horns. Prominently depicted boars are not only observed in central Indian rock art, but also in early rock art of South India also. Very large images of boar bull seem to belong to earliest time in India. One of the best defined animal with intricate body patterns at Firangi is not far from Bhopal. This rock art site comes in the Katotia National Park. And this particular wild boar is one of the best wild boar. It's decorated with beautiful, intricate body patterns, but unfortunately, it's not very clear. This one is the original one. But after taking pictures, what we do, I work on D-Stretch software. It's a special software. When you work with that software, so you can enhance rock art and you can see them very clearly. So this one is after enhancing, you can see it. Yeah, we have plenty more wild boars in Indian rock art. All these wild boars are from Mesolithic time, from Bhimbetka, from Pachmadi, from Raisen and other places. And wild boar was always having importance in tribal culture also. Wild boar was worshipped by them, and I think this one since worshipping from prehistoric society. And sometimes we see they are not hunting wild boar. Wild boar is shown just like a defied animal, very well decorated, just like that. Yeah. After that, we can see elephant. Elephant is another very important subject in Indian rock art. And here you see this particular elephant is a huge size elephant. I cannot give you size because it was on a very higher side. No one can reach there. 3-4 big elephants are there in Satpura range, very higher side and beautifully done. Only 1 or 2 is better. Rest of them are not in a good definition. Same because of natural erosion, sun, direct sun, and this sandstone is cracking and coming out. But you see this one, its body is full of designs and patterns, and it's a beautiful elephant from the Mesolithic age. Another nice scene, panel of elephant. This is one of the best scene in Indian rock art, I'll say, about for elephants. Here you see this elephant, it's a whole panel. The big tusker is coming, a baby elephant is following it. And you see, they are encountering with these hunters, the hunters who hold bundles of microlith tipped arrows in their hands. A shaft is being stuck in the chest of Tusker. You can see this one is just stuck here. Then, while one man with a spear is closing in from behind with his spear towards the baby, we'll see another scene there. This panel is unique for details that are rarely shown or rarely preserved in other compositions, and also for use of white pigment. The whole panel is made with white pigments. And you can see here growth of reed and bamboos is shown between the hunter and the elephants, indicating the environment also. I'll show you the more, yeah, now the same panel you can see in the closer. Here you see this tusker and three hunters are, and some more animals here. Then here this baby elephant and another hunter is chasing him behind, and another, this details of hunter, you can see the stick line figure, and he's holding so many arrows, and each arrow is tipped very well with arrowheads and with bow. And this particular scene goes to Mesolithic time, and it's a fantastic panel from Jaora, not far from Bhopal. Then we have varieties of elephants from different ages. Like this particular elephant belongs to medieval time, during dynasties when Rajas were using elephants. So this well decorated. But this one is from Pachmadi, it's a different. We found one very important elephant in green color. It's very unique and rare. When I was doing my project on Madhya Pradesh rock art, I found it in Umaria, the forest of Umaria, where we found the green color elephant. And another one is this red elephant is from Sagar. Now we have another important animal is buffalo, buffaloes and bisons. Buffaloes are equally very important in prehistoric society, even they are important for in tribal society also. So we have found many buffaloes, therefore found in great number only in those places which are rich in vegetation. This indicates the environment prevailing around hunters and gatherers who drew their images on the shelter wall. Therefore, we can presume that the environment in which the Mesolithic hunting and gathering culture of late Stone Age flourished was at least climatically very similar to what it is today. Because still in Satpura ranges, we have bisons. Of course, we don't have wild buffaloes now, but we have bisons. We have some more, but yeah. Here you see this big buffalo. It is more than 3 feet. It is from Adamgarh. It's again, they made it on a very higher side shelter. One can watch like this. And it's a beautifully done big buffalo, very big size buffalo they made. This one is from Chhattisgarh, another. This particular one is from Katotia forest, not far from Bhopal. An interesting thing, this one is pregnant. You can see a small animal inside. It's a fetus. And yeah, so now the early people, early hunters, they have started learning how to control these animals. That shows the development in rock art slowly. Initially, they were very afraid. They have started making big size animal and very small humans. But gradually, they have learned techniques to make stone tools. They have started making varieties of stone tools, hand decks out of stone, or how to kill these animals. And then gradually they started making microlith, small blades, burins, fine knives. And they used to stuck it on their spears to kill them. Here you see all these hunters are throwing spears, well-tipped spears towards all these buffaloes. And buffaloes and this is a great encounter of hunters and buffaloes. Now, another important subject is wild boar. Wild boar is again very important in the prehistoric. Rhinos. Wild boar we have already talked. Rhinos are also important. We have found rhino in Central Indian rock art. The images of rhinos have been found in rock art sites in around Bhimbetka, Katothia, Odin, Hatitol, and Chaturbhuj Nathnala, not far from Chambal Valley. At the Kerwa Ghat site in Kamur range, high above the valley of Son River also, we have found some rhinos there. Rhinos are shown rarely in later rock pictures. A few rhinos are seen in Chalcolithic period at Hatitol, which is remarkably close to depiction of Mesolithic. Yeah, probably that was the transition time of Mesolithic and Chalcolithic. After Chalcolithic time, rhinos do not occur in rock art of agriculturalists and herdsmen anymore. And then suddenly what we have seen, rhinos were vanished. After that, we have not seen any rhinos in the rock art. So we can see, okay, that was the time when we have little different climate. We have rhinos, but then climate has changed and rhinos were vanished. So in modern India, one gets to know about existence of rhinos only in plains of Assam and to confined in Kaziranga National Park in plains of mighty Brahmaputra River. The two-horned rhino body pattern of animal is quite simple. Body is filled with simple lines. Only head is drawn in some detail. Here you see this one, the original rhino. When we go to see rock art site, you can see something like this. But after taking picture, when we work on these stretch, you can see this rhino more clearly. You can see the all details of its body and designs and everything. So this goes to Mesolithic time. We have more rhinos from different part of central India only or surrounding area of Raisen and Madhya Pradesh. This rhino. Then you see this one, this another. These two are well designed. And this a well-preserved panel of large rhinos painted in red and yellow. Here we see the interesting thing is this polychromous rhino, red and yellow color, and probably some green is also there. And the interesting thing is these rhino have been overlapped by late phase. Like people, it's very interesting. These rock art sites were very auspicious and sacred, unlike temples. The old temple are more sacred, more auspicious, that kind of thinking we think, or cathedrals, the old ones are always nice. We prefer to go there. The similar thing with rock art. What we have noticed, the particular rock art, these rock paintings are always superimposed, overlap. Like people came from Upper Paleolithic or Mesolithic time, they made some drawings. Then late phase people came, they made on top of it. Then Chalcolithic period people came, they made it on top of it or somewhere on the particular same rock art site. Even medieval time, historic, recent, is still tribal go and paint, they perform ceremonies there. What is the reason? Because these sites were sacred for them. They must have felt something, or they have some association for their ancestors, like our ancestor paint this, our ancestor work here, so we should go and do something. It's a kind of connection they have. And these two rhinos are overlapped, and this one is made with green, yellow, and red paintings. And on top, you can see the late phase of paintings are there. Now, the most common and most popular subject in rock art is deer, among the animal deer. We have varieties of deer in rock art. There is large Barasinga or swamp deer, sambar, cheetal or spotted deer, which roam forest till lately in large herds. And then there is a small barking deer, which is not too larger than a dog. Mouse deer. I found just one image till now of mouse deer. It's very rare species and it's weighing just 2 to 4 kg weight. It's very small kind of mouse deer. That's why it is known as mouse deer. I have seen this mouse deer painting in Pachmadi rock art. 3 types of antelope found in India. The largest among Asian antelope is Nilgai blue bull. And then black buck, black buck got spiral horns among the males. You can identify it very easily. And the signature morphological feature, of course. Chinkara or Indian gazelle is found in arid regions. And deer are commonly shown in hunting scene. But sometimes they have shown just without hunt also, just like that. Here you see this big panel of swamp deer, Barasingas. These swamp deers have 12 horns, and this hunter is standing here facing them. Here you see another herd of deer. Does and deers are here. Then we have these only deer, does. You can see this one is probably a pregnant deer, and these two, and this one is beautifully done. This is from Mesolithic time. Some more deer you can see here. And then you see this beautiful sambar, and this one is overlapped with Chalcolithic time painting. This white painting have been done later on top of it. And here you see another sambar which is ready to charge, and its body is nicely decorated. And this one is mouse deer, the small species, and it makes its burrows in the tree. In tree holes, they make their burrows. And this another deer you can see, and big fish. This is from Pachmadi. Now, yeah, here you see this big sambar, and you see its pose and position. This kind of pose shows that probably he's calling, he's on call. Because when they come on heat, they used to call. And probably he's calling. So that shows the observation by early people, what they have depicted. And here you see some more stags are going in a row. Here you can see a pair of Barasinga and deer, and some more deers. And not only that, and you see early people's observation, they have shown pregnant animals also. Here this pig you can see is boar with fetus. Here cow with its fetus, a deer with a small fetus here. And this big sambar, they have shown his intestine, his internal organs. Here you can see his body is shown with liver and other things inside. Now, another very interesting topic is we have found ostriches-like images in Indian rock art. You see, it's a big ostrich and with two chicks. It's very close to ostrich, this bird. And another one we have found in Pachmadi. This is also very close to ostrich. And the important thing is, along these pictures, Dr. Wakankar and his students, they have found ostrich eggshells, and they made beads out of ostrich eggshells. You can see this bead with hole, these small discs, and this fragment piece of ostrich eggshells. And this particular piece is drawn, engraved with designs also. So, this one, these ostrich beads, Dr. Wakankar found in the Upper Paleolithic burial. The human skeleton have put on necklace kind of thing made with ostrich shells beads. And this fragment they have found probably in Patna in Maharashtra, and you see this piece is well decorated. So probably, in my opinion, because ostrich eggshells are very solid and hard, we can use it as a bowl or water container. So maybe they have designed it to use it but we didn't find lot of things related to ostrich. And it's very rarely we have found very few paintings of ostrich in Vindhyan region only. Then another important bird which we can see since Mesolithic time is peacock. Peacock is associated with science. This particular scene is from Satpura range, Pachmadi, and is strangely in Mesolithic period, we have seen many beautiful art. As Dr. Wakankar told us that Mesolithic time was the golden era of rock art in Indian rock art. Because you see these signs, see this rectangular sign, these signs have been done so beautifully without any single mistake. They paint it, and this peacock is also beautifully made. I'm telling you, I have already experimented. I took some rock pieces from the same forest area and I tried to paint it. It's not easy. Painting on rough surface is always a big challenge. Painting on canvas or sheet is very easy. So imagine those people 10, 12,000 years back, they were staying in such a difficult condition, such a harsh climate. And still they were painting, they were climbing on a higher and higher side, on higher side of the mountain or shelter, and they wanted to make beautiful pictures. What was the reason? So these paintings are not just for art or just to decorate caves. No, they have some faith and belief about it. They paint it because they have some feelings, some things in their mind to, if we'll do this, will we save from this problem. They have seen earthquakes, they have seen so many problems, or they must have seen their own their own people were killed by the big animals, you never know. So they have seen a lot of problems in their life, and probably this is one of the aspect of creating rock art in the early phase, and particularly these beautiful designs and things. Yeah, we have bears also in rock art. You can see here these beautifully done bear, sloth bear. Then the most important animal in India is the tiger. Tiger god is very popular among folklore, among tribals, and still tiger is worshipped by the people. Here you see this particular tiger is in a very naturalistic way. This is from Satpura Tiger Reserve Forest only, and maximum tigers I have found in Satpura Tiger Reserve Forest area. And that reserve forest is full of rock art, and many tiger paintings are there, and many stories are there, will I'll share with you now. And here you see this tiger is followed by this big tigress. And here we can see some crab and fish are also there. So tigers, we have not seen many in Mesolithic time, but later on, this transition time of Mesolithic in Chalcolith or in historic medieval, we have seen plenty of tiger images. Here you see this big feline from Bhimbetka. These two tigers are fighting. You can see these two. Here this tiger is and Barasingha, they are facing each other and standing, and there is a tree. I really don't know. I try to get it, but they must be having some stories. Something must be there. Then another interesting depiction of man-eater tiger. Here you see this tiger is eating men. He's started eating, he finished just one leg. And another scene you see the tiger is almost finished the whole human and just one leg is left. This is again from Pachmadi. And another scene, the tiger is almost going to catch this human. Human is running and is going to eat it. And you see the size of the tiger and the human is so small. So this is a very interesting, it's not only a depiction, I think, it's a knowledge what they wanted to share to coming generation. Look what all happened to us. So be careful. These things are there. Then we have more varieties of tigers in rock art. Here you see this man, the solo man is standing with an X and facing tiger. Then we have some leopards, panthers also. Even this one is very close to cheetah. Though we never had cheetah in India, but we found these paintings, and these paintings are made on top of the green color paintings. Behind the cheetah, you can see some green rock art there, some green images are there. But these cheetahs are from Chalcolithic time. Chalcolithic time, we can say around 2,500 or 3,000 years back. Then tigers, we found this rock art, this particular scene from Satpura range, where this human have put on tiger skin and mask, and similar things is still going on. Is still the Gond, they during Navratri or April and November, they still put on, they become tiger, they put on its mask. Earlier, they used to paint their body with black and green, yellow lines, but now they stopped doing it and they started putting the fancy dress kind of costume and they celebrate it. Now, here you see this tiger is riding by someone. Imagine if somebody is riding a tiger. Another scene here, this man is trying to ride the tiger. So I'll tell you this story. I have a very old grown man. That time he was around 100 years old. Now he passed away. I'm very much thankful to him. We met in Pachmadi, was called Chaitram Bagpaile Uike. The last two words being title meaning the family who controls tigers, as he come from family of Parihar or shaman. With those particular powers, he told us that his father used to do it. Before the night after Diwali, he would want his son to tie up the cattle properly to post. This was because Bagh, tiger, would come when called, deliver the cattle and take them to the jungle to play with them, after which he would release them and they would return to the village. So his story is very close to these depictions. And this is also from Pachmadi, and this man was also from Pachmadi, the Goan man who told me all this. So these stories are so close. Tribal stories and rock art is very close to each other. And they said, even the Bagas from Umaria, they told me their grandparents or forefathers, they knew how to control tiger. If when they were in the jungle, they are going inside the deep forest, and suppose tiger will come, they'll recite some chants, some mantras, and the tiger will stop, is not going to do anything to them. So there are plenty of stories about tiger and tribals, stories and testimonies, in fact. So many animals are still worshipped by different Indian tribal belief, particularly about animals, their importance and their spiritual role. Animal god most respected and revered is the god tiger. A gold parihar from Bariam, Ballu Singh, he is also no more, because when I was doing my PhD long time back, almost 30 years back, I have collected a lot of testimonies from these people, and now they're already passed away. Revealed to us that his father and his uncle used to call the tiger. They know the chants to call, they used to recite, and tiger used to come to their place. Nowadays, they no longer call the tiger, but once in a year, they still worship him on the day after Diwali, offer him an animal, and pray him not to harm their village. Once in a year, nearly all the tribes, any tribes in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, or any, they organize a small worship in the honor of tiger. So then they said their cattle, every day they lose their cattle, they send their cattle in the forest. So they just pray, we are worshipping, we are offering you, and please the whole year don't touch our cattle, leave them, they are coming, and protect them, but not to kill them. So they have kind of faith and belief. And these tiger statues from Umaria Forest, not far from Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve. And this animal is just in front of this cold tribal house. And when I asked them why you made this and things, so he told me the story during his forefathers, when they used to stay here, and tiger used to pass from the same row, from the same line in front of their house. So they pray him, they ask him not to pass from here, we'll worship you, please change your way to go. And since then, they have started worshipping, and they made statue, and they are doing kind of things. Now, after Mesolithic time, we come to the Chalcolithic time. Chalcolithic time, as I said, it starts from 3 to 2000 years back, and it goes up to 300 BC. And Mesolithic starts from 10 to 3, we can say. So Chalcolithic paintings were created during a period when agriculture and animal breeding were well established. People have started understanding we can hold, we can domesticate these animals, we know how to live, how to control them, and they have already they discovered many things. This made him more confident, fearless, and expert hunter. This change his mindset got reflected in rock art when sizes of animal figures drawn by them reduced to small sizes, even smaller than human figure. It is supposed the beginning of the period of domestication of animals for milk, food, and transportation period. So here you can see many animals, and this they put animal hide is drawing. Yeah, and then they have started agriculture. Here you see this man is plowing with the bulls. Here again the agriculture scene. Here you can see the many scenes are there related to all farming and agriculture. Yeah, and now we'll see some small species also. We have like pangolin, porcupine, hyena, hare, rabbit, and small row of goats. Even when you started domesticating dogs, they're using dog. Keeping dog is not a new thing. It's going on since very early time. People used to take help a dog for hunting also. Then monkeys, of course. We have both kind of monkeys, red and white, and monkeys are always known for their naughtiness and they are jumping and playing. Yeah, we have crocodile and alligators also in the rock art. And some tribals, particularly Gonds, they have stories about crocodiles during marriage. They worship crocodile also. Then we have monitor lizards. Monitor lizards are kind of curse among the Gonds. They have a lot of stories about monitor lizards, and this particular monitor, these two are from Chhattisgarh. And in Chhattisgarh, the Gonds said they have a bad reputation with the Gonds. It is said that since it is cursed, putting it into the house of an enemy can cause him a mishap. So they have many stories about it. Then we have fish and crabs, many fish. And these fish and crabs were always used for sorcery practices and also as offering to the foot of a palm tree to get good sap from it, which will be used to make liquor. This is very popular among Korpus and Gond tribes. And here you see these fish people these two are going to hunt with bow and arrow. And it's a solo. And this particular big fish is from Mesolithic time from Pachmadi. Then we have honey collection scenes are also. Honeybees are here. You see many honeybees are there and where these tribals, when they go to the jungle to collect honeys, they just don't collect honey just like that. They perform a small ritual. They worship one Devi, the goddess of forest. They offer her some coconut or chicken or whatever according to them, and they ask permission from her. We are going to collect some honey from your jungle. Please permit us and don't harm us. So that's the gratitude. Even these tribals, they never take it granted, this forest and nature. They always pay respect to for everything, and they take whatever they have collected, they always take permission from it. Then we have butterflies, ants, lizard, grasshopper, everything in the forest. Ants are very important among the Bastar tribals. I have seen in one of the hut in Gidam area, they were keeping lot of red ants and its eggs for to sale. I said, what are you going to do with this? And she told me it's a very good remedy for cold and cough. When you have cold and cough, they just crush it with coriander and chili, and they make it as a chutney, as a sauce, and they eat it with rice, and it's a very good remedy to get cured. So those people are still using it like that way. Then we have vultures also in the rock art. Yeah, peacocks are very important. Yes, the peacocks are always connected with religious practices and especially with the cult of the dead with Maria Gomes. Its role in tribal art is dual. It brings protection and luck, but it's also an ornamental. So there are many stories, but I don't think we have enough time to talk. So I'm trying to finish it little quickly. Then we have some beautiful scenes with birds and tree. This one is very interesting story, so I'm going to share this. This particular scene, you see this tree and lot of birds are there. So the particular tree is called Mawa tree. Mawa tree, it's only blossom in summer. Go and distill the fruit to make a strong liquor which they use for important ceremonies, both as offering because tribal, they always offer liquor to their god. for any ceremony. After that, they drink it. So the origin of it all was a spatial observation of these birds. In summer, when water was nowhere to be found, some birds would resort to that particular tree to drink the liquid they would find inside natural holes in the trunk, in which water and flowers got stored. Mahua flowers and water. After drinking that water, the birds would get drunk and trip loudly to get to each other next to the tree. A man passed by, wondered what was going on, and observed the whole process. He tasted the water and liked it. From then on, his tribe went making mahua liquor from the flowers and fruit of the tree. So it's a very popular story among the Goans, and we have quite similar scenes in rock art also. Yeah, serpent is again a very auspicious animal in Indian culture and in tribal culture. This particular beautiful serpent is from Mesolithic time. You can see it has got a crest also on his head. And this script is very late period. So that what I was showing, when people have reused the site again and again. The site was painted with serpent in Mesolithic time, but then people came in medieval time, in historic time, and they make some Nagari inscriptions on around this snake. Here you see some more serpent, and this serpent is followed by the shaman. So probably even people, tribal said, they know some chants also with to control or to these serpents. And here you see this tribal, the serpent is following it. Here you see something like very similar to python or something. This man is riding it. Another serpent you see, all this is from Central India. Yeah. See the how tribal worship these serpents during Nag Panchami, which comes in sometimes in July or August. They go inside the deep forest, and here you see it's a burrow of serpent, and they worship it. You can see the lot of fresh flowers, milk. They put milk in the earthen bowls and a lot of flowers, insect and stick, everything to the serpent. Once in a year, they do all this, and they pray him not to harm them and their cattle. Here again, you see these tribe. She made serpents outside of her house, and she's making them to drink milk. Here, the lower, here also you see the serpent. It's a very traditional way of painting serpents, 5 serpents at least on the both the side of the house on the entrance. Then turtles. Turtles are again very religious and powerful animal among the Goans. I mean, they worship it as a Buddha dev. It's their god because they have lot stories. Once upon a time, there was a lot of flood to turtle. Tortoise helped them to cross the river. Since then, they worship. And Tekam clan, which means turtle, they don't eat turtle and they worship turtle. And here you see varieties of turtles from Mesolithic time. These 3 turtles are from Mesolithic time. This one is historic time. Yeah, and then the animal you see as a different form, complex figure, as a human and animal. This is a shardul. Shardul is like a body of animal, 2 different animals. That shows a lot of power. In some of these sculpture, in temples, this figure is very common, but in rock art is very unusual. What I have seen in Indian rock art, in Pachmari, the Shardul Vyala is fighting with people. It's from medieval time. Now we'll see how tribals are attached with animals and how they are traditionally following their culture. After the next day of Diwali, the day is totally dedicated to the animals. Here you see the cow is beautifully decorated with designs, and they put a lot of collar made with peacock feather, and see the body is well designed. And the next day they all gather in one place with now, and all the village herders, then they lie down on the road or on the village, and these cows, they allow cows to go on top of them, touch or trample them, but nothing has happened. And it's a very regular ceremony every year after Diwali. It used to happen. We can go and see in the deep forest or village where these people organize this. Then this is from Bhil and Bhilalas. Bhil and Bhilalas, they offer these terracotta cows and milk pot. When a cow beget a calf, they offer a terracotta calf and a big milk pot, and they put a lot of vermilion dots on top of it and place a coconut. If they skip this ceremony, the calf will die within 1 month, because they worship, they do wish, they do manta. When their cow is not able to give calf, they go and ask, they do prayer. After, when their prayer fulfilled, they are supposed to do it, and they do it. They organize a ritual and they do this. Then you see these beautiful animals. This is from Chhattisgarh, and at the rock art site, this area, it's a beautiful area with lots of rock art sites in the interior forest. And what I have seen, people have started worshipping these rock art sites, so it's a kind of religious, ritually vandalism, we can say. Now these sites are worshipped by in a different way. People come, they worship, they deposit animals, they go there, they pray, they do manta. When their wish is fulfilled, after fulfilling their wish, they offer, they place animals, and the shaman, sometimes shaman organize worship and rituals for them. Here you see this particular art is from Odisha, the Saura art. You can see the subject of Saura art is again animals. So many varieties of animals are here. The Saura art is again a kind of, it's also religious work. It's not a decoration of wall. They do it just for the religion. Like they worship, they do once in a year, they do it when they ask something to their God. And when their wish is granted, and after that they have a very big ritual. They invite people and they make designs on the wall. Similar thing is here, this picture. This is known as Pithera. Pithera is made by Bhil tribes in Jhabua and Gujarat, Rajasthan border area. Similar story. Suppose in their family somebody is sick. Their cattle is sick. So they organize, they pray Pithora Baba that if everything will be okay, we'll organize this Pithera ceremony, and we'll sacrifice, we'll offer you whatever they can, like chicken, goat, whatever, and they do it. And once their wish is fulfilled, they have to do it. Sometimes they are not very rich, but the very good thing among the tribals, they help each other. They all contribute money, and then they organize this ceremony, because it's a very expensive ceremony. Then they invite artists from their community. The artist will stay with the host for till he did not complete the painting, and he'll paint this wall inside their house. And then they invite shaman. Badwa is known as Badwa in Beels. He will come and he'll get into trance, and then he'll instruct those artists what all is missing in this painting, and then they paint, they'll add things in it. This another important thing is Gatha ceremony among the Korkus. It's a last ritual for deceased person. When somebody's died in their family, they are bound to do it. Within the 12 years, they have to place one memorial board made with wood. Earlier, they used to make it with a stone, but now they make it wood. So when they plan to do it, they go to the jungle, they perform a small ceremony in front of the tree. They ask that tree if we can cut one branch to make gatha, this munda. And then after that ceremony, they brought the piece, and they invite some carpenter artists from their community. The same process, he will stay there with them. He will make it. The design of mundas, this thing is very much close to rock art. Animals are there, dancing scenes are there, sun, moon, and anything which is close to the deceased person. Whatever he likes, they will put it. And now they started writing his name also. You can see here many horses and other scenes animals are carved on these mundas. Then another important, these memory pillars from Bastar, these Maria Goans for interior Jagdalpur area. Here, the same story after death, they make these memory pillars. They are known as mutt. Earlier, they used to made out of wood, but now they have shifted to the rock stones, because wood is forbidden to cut in the forest area. And here again, you see they make so many pillars, and yet the subject of pillar is again animals. You see the beautifully made, so many animals are here. Birds, animals, deer, snake, fish, everything is here. So it's so complex, and they make big bird also on top of it. They represent the flight of the deceased soul. By putting them on top, it is ensured that the soul will go to heaven just as birds fly in the sky. So such a beautiful concept they have. Once wonder now, what happened? Why all these size and things are reducing in size and numbers? Forest over gradually receded, shrank, and disappeared, destroying the habitat of such wonderful wildlife. The climate change was positively catalyzed by the process of rapid industrialization, long drawn wars, pace of development of the luxurious of mankind. Consequently, the animal habitat getting adversely affected world over. You can see this big rock shelter from Madhya Pradesh, only from Raisen district, and here this particular rock art is here. The long row of elephants and some more animals are here. And another sad aspect is now, due to unawareness, humans are damaging rock art. You see, they are writing on top of the paintings without realizing the importance of art. It is this shelter is full of names and graffiti, which is very sad to see. This, my whole lecture is dedicated to my tribal friends. As I said, when I was just 21, I have started doing my PhD. I'm here and I'm sitting with these tribes. This Amru Baba is already passed away, and he was really my guardian. With their help, I was able to I was able to do so much of work in these dense, deep forest. And I'm really very much thankful to them. And my whole lecture is dedicated to these tribals. Thank you very much. Please save our environment, wildlife, and rock art. Thank you very much.
Meenakshi ji, this was a very fascinating presentation, and we all learned a lot.
Thank you so much. You liked it. Thank you very much.
I have two questions.
Yes, please.
Yeah, one is that in this distribution of rock art in India, we saw that there's a predominance of it in the Madhya Pradesh area, central
Central
India.
India. Yeah.
Is there any particular reason why?
The nature, environment mainly. This is what I said. Environment played very important role. You see, there's a lot of Vindhyan ranges is there, Satpura is there, Kaimur, and these particular ranges made a very good shelters. The geography, you see those shelters are very good. Like 100 people can go and sit there with very good overhang. These things we don't have. Like in Ladakh, I said we have boulders. So there is no safe place to survive, to live. So probably this is the one of the most important reason. And then rivers, jungle, animals. I mean, it's overall environment is very important. In South also we have a lot of rock art site, in other places also, but nothing like Central India. Because I feel the environment is very important, and the rock also, the sandstone makes good shelters and caves. Yeah, please.
Like most of it, you said like are rock shelters, not
Yeah.
rock caves.
No, shelters. Yeah. We don't have many caves. No, we don't have caves. We have shelters, like shelters, but they are open from front side. Back is covered and very good overhang. Overhang is quite a good projection is there. So you are very nicely safe. And because of that overhang, paintings are also safe. Because little they are from water sometimes, but sometime if rock art is not some rock paintings are not in a very good overhang shelters, so those paintings are going quickly. But if we have good overhangs, sometimes the paintings are very well safe and protected. It's like that.
Second query is, like you said, that again the spread of rock arts in the Indian subcontinent is somehow connected with spice trade route.
Silk Route, I
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Silk Road in the north area. Yeah.
But
In the north.
the trade route would have emerged much later, no? Because the rock arts.
Yeah, so the paintings are also later, not that old. No, but the paintings was before.
Usually,
I mean, no, paintings are there at least Chalcolithic time, 4,000 years old, not Mesolithic. We don't have Mesolithic phase in Himalaya, but we have painting. But of course, these trader route is late. But what I mean to say that the whole route, whole Silk Route, we can see rock art is there. I'm not connecting Silk Route with rock art.
yeah, that's why I thought because
Yeah.
the trade pattern would have evolved centuries later.
Yeah, but those traders, they also paint, engrave, they made. Their contribution is also there on the rock art in late phases. In historic, we see a lot of stupas are there. Buddhist images are there. Buddhist chortans, Buddhist, some chants are there. Some language, Kharosti language is there on those petroglyphs, on those boulders.
Right.
Ladakh.
Also, like the first image that you mentioned was the wild boar, and then subsequently elephant and others they came.
Yeah.
Why was the wild boar basically probably the first animal to be painted?
No, wild boar was not the first. We can't say it's the first animal. Simultaneously, people make many animals like wild boar, wild elephants, but I have to start with one, no?
Okay.
So I have to started with wild boar because wild boar, that is from Bhimbetka. Bhimbetka is a World Heritage Site. So I wanted to start with Bhimbetka, actually. But it's not like that they painted only wild boar. No, at the same time, they paint other animals also, yeah.
Thank you so much. We learned a lot. It's really comprehensive presentation.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you very much for
we
inviting.
are going to disseminate it widely, and let us see. I think your message is very clear that we must be proud of our heritage.
Of
And
course, and we need to promote
preserve,
our
yes.
art and preserve because a lot of art is damaging, very fast damaging, natural erosion, industrialization, mining. Lot of problems are going on inside the jungle. Many things are happening. I cried sometime when I reach after a lot of hard work. You reach on top of the site and you see it's totally vandalized. What you'll do, you just cry, you feel so helpless. I really wish we can do something. And it's more important is promotion and awareness. We cannot protect each and every side, but awareness is very important. That's the best way to aware people and to tell them. And tribals, they worship this rock art. The rock art is like a worship. It's a living tradition in our country. Still, people are making these art. Sometimes they go in the forest, they do rituals, they draw, they make some dots, some drawings. It's a living tradition. We have to respect it. We are not supposed to damage it. So I feel very sorry when I see these young generations and some unaware people when they make drawings or they make their name on top of such a beautiful Mesolithic art and you are writing your name on top of it. How come one can do this? I just don't understand.
Thank you, Meenakshi ji. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.